I'm on. Green light, go. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, I like that everyone's like on this side. Hi, you okay over there? Hi. Yeah, it's Friday. We'll start on our backs or in a quiet sitting shape. I'm having trouble talking. Just giving yourself a little bit of time here to slow down. We start with the body. It's giving your physical skeleton time to intentionally feel and find stillness. You might find it helpful to put an extra hand on the earth. So if you're on your back, you might find it really helpful. Just put even one or two hands, arms down. If you're sitting, maybe one hand down towards the ground, giving you one more connection to the earth. And noticing your body's experience in the shape you're in. So if you're sitting, your body's having an experience in this shape. If you're lying back, maybe you're at home in a chair or you're standing. As we notice, gently reminding ourselves that we can notice with kindness and compassion, with curiosity. Reminding ourselves there's no wrong way to do this. We're all having our own experience. And as you feel the ground, the earth, helping you slow down, helping your body feel more stable, then noticing your breath. Again, just reminding yourself as you notice, it's practicing kindness and curiosity. What's your experience taking an inhale? Your experience taking an exhale? And the connection of the earth to your body, to your breath. And as you notice what you're noticing, we're just going to practice here taking 3 longer breaths. Little longer inhale, little longer exhale. And when you feel your next exhale, acknowledging your exhale, you might say hello, just noticing it, feeling it. And then with your next inhale, we'll draw your knees into your chest, roll over, and come on up to sitting. So when you come on up to sitting, or if you're standing, you're finding your way onto your seat, we're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Totally up to you if you want your toes down or your toes up. Okay, you could do a few of these with toes up and a few with toes down. Okay, and feel the difference. So we're gonna sit up, feel your sit bones. So starting again, your connection here to the earth, to the ground. Okay, so that connection through your heels, maybe the balls of your feet and your sit bones. Hands are going to come on the back of your legs, and we're going to try to stay really anchored and grounded and wake up more of this upper back, shoulder, arm, tricep connection. Okay, so you're going to sit up, and when you're ready, just start to drift back. And then pull, use your arms and pull yourself up. Okay. If you want a little different challenge, try to not pull your shoulders up and try not to over grip in the front of the leg and the hip. Okay. So those are two more internal places to feel and be aware. So when you sit back, if you want that challenge, try not to over grip in your hip or pull your shoulders up. And then the back of the shoulder arm with your core pulls you up. So we'll do a few more, and you can incrementally go back farther. If you know it's okay for your spine, feel free to go back and start to round and scoop out a little bit. You might lift your toes. And you might be coming back and taking your arms off your legs and pulling yourself up without your arms. Okay. So remembering that we're all really different, picking, feeling out your own challenge. We'll do 3 more. And then after this one, let's come on up to sitting. Just keep your legs out in front of you. All right, so finding your sit bones again, you can rock a little bit, hands on the floor if they reach, and we'll take 2 full breaths. Just coming back to that feeling of the ground, the earth, with your body, with your breath. 2 breaths. All right, then finding your rib cage. So if I go sideways, you can see lower ribs and your pelvic crest. We're going to try and keep these 2 places stacked. And then we're going to interlace your hands out in front of you. And then with a little more attention, awareness to your back ribs, lift your back ribs to lift your arms. So feel the back ribs lift up. Now, when your arms come up, come back to the lower ribs and your hips. Did you push your ribs forward and compress your back? So right through here, really wide and long. Okay. So you're going to stretch the back rib cage up, but try and keep your ribs down and back. And then just a little side bend to the right and the left. A little more challenging is that your shoulders stay more stacked. So as you go over to say the right side, your left top shoulder stays more stacked over your bottom shoulder. Great, 1 more to each side. And then the arms are going to come down in front. So 2 or 3 choices you're going to pick. You could be here. You could be here. You're going to start to sit back. And then when you sit up, you're going to pull yourself up, interlace your hands and reach up. And then you sit back. And you pull yourself up and reach. Try to keep the ribs down and a little more in line with those pelvic crests. As you sit back, remember the grip in the hip and the shoulders. Fabulous. We'll try 3 or 4 more. Just working on your own here. Probably most important is you just keep breathing, right? If it gets to be too much, you take a break. We'll do 1 more. And then we'll all sit up. So after this one, we'll sit up, put your hands on your shins. And then give yourself 2, 3, 4, 5 breaths right here. Again, if you want to put a hand on the earth to come back to a little more feeling of earth stability, you can put your hands down. Just give yourself a moment, feel the ground. Your body's having an experience and you're breathing, noticing what you notice. With your next exhale, acknowledging that's your exhale. And then we're going to flip around into tabletop. So building your strong table. Look down, see your hands nice and strong. You might have a little bit of grip. And then remembering that your table, you're also in midline. So you're lining up your ears. So your head is about as high as your shoulders, ribs, and hips. All right, a little more challenging, or maybe for some of us, well, for myself, a lot more challenging is floating table. So you can decide if you want to stay in table or float your knees up a little bit. Just trying to keep that awareness of ears, shoulders, ribs, and hips. 2 more breaths. Lower your knees. In your table, we'll take just 2 breaths to come back using table like a baseline. So you can check in with your body, with your breath. And then we're going to go to downward facing dog. So we tuck the toes, we lift the knees, and we push those hip creases back. I would encourage everyone to keep their knees quite bent, especially for this one, as you warm into it. So letting your knees bend. And then coming all the way back down, strong fingers and arms. Can you feel that connection that we worked on when we were sitting? So the back delt area, back shoulder through the tricep, wide back ribs. And then again, bend your knees and push your hip creases back. We'll take 3 breaths. Acknowledging your exhale and then looking up at your hands and then stepping your feet up to your hands and slowly coming all the way on up to standing. You can take a nice full body stretch and let your arms come down. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths standing. Again, feeling there's the earth, there's your body, there's your breath. Okay, and then we're going to switch gears and go down into the legs. So let's step your feet wide. You can face whichever direction works for you. Heels come in, toes go out. Okay. So nice strong toes. Thigh bones are going to push back a little bit as we do 5 sumo. So as you go up and down, really up to you. You can go as low as you'd like, trying to keep your chest a little more upright. Yeah. So looking around the room, there's a few of us where the knees are tracking a little more in. So take a look down. Thigh bones are going to externally rotate. Okay, so if your legs were rolling pins, imagine you're going to roll them away from you and then bend your knees. And then push the inner thigh back a little bit. Yeah. And then come on up. Most likely you're going to feel that like right through here. Okay. And probably if you're really tight, you're going to go, woo, feel it right there. Okay. So rolling pin your legs externally, go down, push the thigh bone back, come on up. We'll just do one more like that. External, lower, press back. Ooh, come on up. Good. Left leg's going to roll in. Right leg's going to roll out. You're going to go about heel to heel. All right, so hands are going to come up on your hips. Exhale, bend your right knee. And inhale, straighten. 2 more with your breath. So body, breath, movement. Great. Next time your right knee's bent, pause. Great. Bring your arms out like double arm handshakes. Remember when we were sitting and we had the awareness of the back ribs to the triceps through the back of the arm? I'm going to open the arms. Try to just feel that a little more through the back body. Great. And then with an exhale, we're going to straighten that right leg and sweep the arms up. And inhale, bend. And exhale, sweep. Good. 2 more. Just keep breathing. You can't really do it wrong. Great. Next time your right leg, your arms are straight, pause, rotate the legs to face the front and bring the arms down to your hips. Just give yourself 2 breaths, wide legs. Come back to your body, breathing with the floor, ground. Acknowledge your exhale. Right leg rolls in, left leg rolls out. You're about heel to heel. Nice wide stride. Exhale, left knee bends. Inhale, straighten. So move after your breath. So you're moving in relationship to your breathing. Great. Next time your left knee bends, pause. Great. Double hand arm shake. A little more feeling awareness in what you can't see. Back ribs out through the shoulder blades, through the triceps, back of the arm, 2 breaths. And then we exhale, straighten and lift, and inhale. Feel your breath and then move. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Can you move from the feeling of your breath? Great. Next time your left knee's straightish, left leg straightish, arms are up, we pause and rotate everything back, hands to your hips. Great. Steps your feet together, let your arms hang. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths. And then without looking down at the floor, can you let your legs and your feet connect back into the earth, feeling your toes all the way back to your heels? And then we're going to just take a little bend in your knees. So feel how when you bend your knee, your shin comes forward. Your hip creases draw back, and then we fold all the way over. Maybe you touch the floor, your shins or your legs. Let your head hang for a moment. Keep that bend in the knee. Inhale, lift your chest, and then slide your shoulder blades gently down out of your ears. So there's some length from your ears to your shoulders. Exhale, fold, and then step back and build your downward facing dog. Take your time. Building your foundation for your downward facing dog. If you have a tight low back, tight hamstrings, bend your knees, pull your hip creases back, let your head hang, and then notice in your own body where you feel the breath. Where do you feel your breath? What does it feel like? And take 3 breaths. With your next exhale, lower down to your knees to tabletop. Great, super strong fingers and arms. You're going to pull your chest forward. So feel your chest come forward over your wrists. Pull the chest up a little bit, look up. If you want more challenge, flatten your feet, come up on your toes and lift your knees. And then with an exhale, you go back to table, curl your toes and downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Bending your knees as much as you need. Strong upper back, arms into the earth through your hands. Acknowledge your exhale. Inhale, look up at your hands and step your feet forward or your hands back, whatever works. And slowly come all the way on up. Take a full stretch. And bring your arms to your side. Give yourself 3 breaths to come back to your experience. Noticing what you notice. With your next exhale, acknowledge your exhale and step your feet wide. Great. Left leg's going to roll in, right leg's going to roll out. All right, so we're going to take this right knee and let the right knee bend. Great. We're going to sweep your arms out to come up. Great. And then we're just going to let the arms come out into that warrior 2 shape. We're going to let your right arm come down just a little side your right thigh bone. Okay, so this arm is going to gently press this leg open. Okay, so it's going to press this thigh bone out a little bit so your knee is more so over your middle toe. Okay, from there, your left arm's going to sweep up to the ceiling. Great, and then you're going to tip over. You decide, you don't have to tip very far. You're going to tip over into your version of your side angle. And we're going to root the lower body and stretch that top left arm up, up, up. Give yourself 2 breaths. Acknowledge, feel your exhale. Ground with your inhale and come all the way on up. Great. Right leg's going to roll in, left leg's going to roll out. You're going to go heel to heel. Bend your left knee, sweep your arms out. Holding the arms a little more from the awareness of the upper back. Left arm's going to come down inside that left leg, push it back a little bit. Right arm comes up. When you're ready, tip. You don't have to tip very far. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Side angle. 3 breaths. Left shin knee going a little more over your middle toe. You might feel this in that back left hip butt cheek area. Good. Feel the ground. Inhale, come back up. Good. Step both feet together. 3 breaths. Great. Sun salutation. Exhale, arms sweep up. Bend your knees, shins come forward. Exhale, long spine, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest to look up and then step back. Take your time, downward facing dog. So building your downward facing dog. Staying here, or if you want, come down to your tabletop, pull your chest forward and up. Decide if you want to lift your knees. Exhale back to table to downward facing dog. When you get to your dog, you could also stay in table or press all the way back to a child's pose. You have agency. You decide where you want your body to be and how you want your body to feel for 3 breaths. And wherever you are, noticing and feeling your breath. Just trying to allow your mind to focus on 2 breaths. Feeling your exhale. If you're in child's pose, coming to table, and then we're all going to figure out how to get back on up to standing. Okay, everyone has their own way to get up. We can take a full stretch. And then the arms come down, 2 breaths. With your next exhale, stepping your feet wide. Heels come in, toes go out. So that external rotation Going down, thigh bones pressing back, sumo coming up. Great, if you want to add the arms, sweeping your arms out and up, and down and up. Great, 3 more. Follow your breath. Great, a little more challenging on the shoulders is to keep your arms up towards the ceiling. If this gets to be too much, bring the arms down, straighten the legs. Left leg rolls in, right leg rolls out. Coming to that warrior 2. Great, to that side angle. So you might start to take your arm a little lower in that side angle. It might be way up here towards your knee. All different. Great, and then we spin the chest a little bit, stack the shoulders. So that top left shoulder stacks a little more upright over the right. 2 breaths, soften the chest, soften your jaw, try and soften your thoughts. Back to warrior 2. Sweep the arms up, right? Most challenging is keeping your arms up high, right leg rolls in, left leg rolls out. Warrior 2. Great. Sweep the arms or skip that. Side angle. Decide how low. You can incrementally go lower or come back up. You're not glued. Good. Back to your warrior 2. Great. Sweep the arms up. Great. Heels come in, toes go out. So goal post the arms, sumo. Push up, come up. Great. 4 more. Remember, pressing the thigh bones back. Legs have external rotation. Sweet. Next time the knees are bent and the elbows are wide, pause. Okay, remember all the way back at the start when we worked on trying to feel this connection through the back, through the triceps? Come back, you don't get to see that, so let's try and feel that and bring the arms like a pec press together and then bring the arms out straight. Good, reach forward, slide the arms and straighten the legs. Great, left leg rolls in, right leg rolls out. Warrior 2. You got it, side angle. In your side angle, if you want a little more challenge, push into your right heel and turn it into a little hybrid towards triangle, just straightening the leg a little bit, not too much on your hamstring. So you can have this right knee really bent, or you could push into that right foot and feel your right butt cheek pull back and straighten the leg a little bit. So it could be a little hybrid. Good, 2 breaths. Next place is that warrior 2. Next place, we sweep the arms, steer the feet, heels in, toes out, doing these squats. Just do 3. Great, we hold this one. Pause to come back. Ribs over hips. Try not to push the rib cage too far forward. So that's that core piece. Pec press. Great, arms reach up. Right leg rolls in, left leg rolls out. Build your warrior 2. You got it, side angle, tip. Take as long as you need to build your shapes. You never have to stay with the group. Left sit bone. So feel your left butt cheek. Maybe it pulls back a little bit, straightening the left leg just a little bit. Less is more here. Reach and stretch. Strong core, you got it. Back to your warrior 2. Great, arms sweep up, legs come. Great, 1 more, heels in, toes out. Big squat. Great. Try 2 more. Great. Pause. Pec press. Double handshake all the way on up. Straighten the legs. Step both feet together. Let your arms come down and give yourself 3, 4, 5 breaths. So noticing your experience, if your heart's a little faster, my breath's a little bit faster, these are all benefits of doing this practice. So this could be a little more of the practice of trying to stay anchored and grounded with your heart rate fast, with your breath fast. 2 breaths. Great. Sun salutation. Exhale, sweep your arms out to come up. Bend your knees, fold forward. Lift your chest and then build your downward facing dog. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths here. You might bend your knees a little more to pull your hips back to get a little more length in that low back. Feel it out. How does it feel? Do you need to make some adjustments? Great, then lower down to your knees, pull your chest forward and up and build that up dog feel. Little more challenging, you flatten the feet and lift the knees. Knees come down, then back to table, back to downward facing dog. Build your dog. Can you be alert, be present with shaping and building the pose? And then you hold the pose and notice your breath. You can stay in tabletop. You can go to child's pose, 3 breaths. Great. And then we'll all exhale down. Press your hips back to child's pose, or if you prefer, roll onto your back. We'll just take maybe a 10-15 second break. Just giving you an opportunity to reconnect inward. Just giving your body a moment to settle back with the ground into the earth with your breath. And then we'll all come forward onto our bellies into prone mountain. So we just come all the way, lie on our bellies. It's tummy time. It's tummy time, right? So you can decide if you want your hands by your lower ribs, like if you were at the bottom of a push-up, or you can stack your hands, stack your forearms and bring your forehead down, okay? So I can't get my chest as close to the floor as all of you. You're really trying to get your nose to just barely hover off of your mat along with your forehead. You want to try and get that place right in front of your armpits to be really close. So you're trying to let go of some tension and contraction in the front shoulder there. Just try and let it relax into the ground. Now, we haven't talked about engaged breathing in this class yet, or that navel to spine feeling to protect and lengthen the low back. So here's your chance. So remembering when we talk about engaged breathing, when we exhale, it's that feel of a hug. And then we thread that feeling into the inhale. So if you had a cummerbund or a corset on, it's around those muscles that we're really trying to stay nice and strong and stable. You might feel a little bit like the stability is more from the lower ribs to the pelvis. So with that feeling, let your shoulders release down out of your ears. We're going to shift gears into your lower body. So you're going to push the front of the pelvis and your pubic bone down, lengthen out your toes and just float your feet off the floor. Pull, it's active, pull your toes out of your ears, and then try and lift your legs as high as you can up. And then keep that length as you lower down. Pull the toes out of your ears, lift the legs. Keep that length and lower them down. So the first 5 we're doing are with really straight legs. So try and keep the legs straight on purpose to keep your hamstrings really long, okay? So you're pressing into the front of the pubic bone and you're reaching and lifting the legs up. 2 more. Right? And you can feel this in your low back. If it hurts, more awareness and strength in your low back, or just stop. We'll do 1 more. Okay, now you're going to lift the legs up straight. Okay, so you're going to pull them up. They're going to be long. And now you're going to bend. So now you're going to bend and straighten the legs. Can you keep a moderate amount of tension the whole time? So if you were in the weight room or you were pulling some cables, you're working with resistance. Okay, you can feel what you can't see. You can feel the back of the leg really strong the entire exercise. Great, last one. Then when your knees are bent, pause and flex your feet. Now lengthen the spine. Imagine you're like a turtle and you're bringing your head out of your shell, and push down through your hands or your arms and lift your chest. And then exhale, lower your chest, lower your legs. Inhale, lift everything back up. Exhale, lower everything down. Rest or do maybe 3 more. So kind of check in after each one. Do 1, check in. How does it feel? Do you want to do a couple more? Do you want to rest? So really strong through that posterior back body. Working those muscles that we can't see. We're feeling that length and strength. So next time you come up, if you want to hold, feel free to hold. Give yourself 2 or 3 breaths. What does it feel like to keep breathing here? And then lower everything down. You could rest just like this, or if you prefer child's pose, you could press back into a child's pose. And we'll take about 5 breaths. And then again, it's an opportunity to feel the earth. Feel your body having an experience and breathing. Two more breaths. And then when you feel your next exhale, just acknowledge, hey, that's your exhale. And then we're going to press up to tabletop. So there's a couple different versions of child's pose going around the world. There's probably like an infinite amount of child's poses going around the world, but we're going to look at 2 of them to make it easier because we only have like 3 minutes. One version is where you round your back a little more and you go back like this. Okay. The other version, so you can see my knees are together and my chest is over my knees and there's some rounding. Okay. So the back ribs are really nice and wide. Okay. So option 2 is going to be more of an extension through your thoracic mid-back. Okay, you can pick whichever one you want to do. So the other one, you take your arms way out, sometimes called like puppy pose, and you're going to pull your hip creases way back. And you're going to try and get your sternum closer, closer, closer to the floor. Then you roll open on your arm, you push down through your pinky finger and get a shoulder stretch. And you're trying to get your sternum closer, 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 your chin closer to the floor, okay? So you can pick both of those and do each one for a few breaths. You could pick just child's, or you could pick more of this like puppy extended child's. All of them require us to stay moderately connected into that engaged breath, into the tone and strength of the core. Okay. So whichever one you pick, give yourself about 5 breaths. If you want to do a little bit of both, give yourself 5 breaths and then you'll shift. And then all of us having our own experience. I'm going to be quiet and we're going to take a few moments again just to feel the earth, to feel your breath, and notice what you notice. And then coming back, using your breath as an anchor to bring you back to your body. We'll come back up to your tabletop and we'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So cat-cow, remember, cat is where we round the spine. And cow is where we seek extension. We're letting that chest flow forward and up. And just working here on 3. So connecting the back of the skull all the way through mobility into your tailbone, connecting your chin all the way through mobility into your pubic bone. And if there's somewhere in between this, right, that feels really good, hang out. If there's a place you're moving that's a little like awkward, that might be a really good place to hang out. And then we slow way down. And then we're going to come all the way onto our backs. So we always take the last few minutes for self-care. Some of us really love Shavasana. We come on our backs and take like a short little cat nap. Others of us might want to practice meditation. So feel free, even though I said come on your back, feel free to come on up to sitting and meditate. You could meditate on your back. So you could use your breath as an anchor. You can also do some of your favorite stretches. So we always take this time, it's free time, slowing down, practicing patience and awareness in silence. Just that gentle reminder of being curious and kind. Just coming back with that curiosity and kindness to our bodies. And feeling, noticing what you feel. How does it feel to take an inhale and an exhale? And as you feel your inhale and your exhale, one more time, connecting to the support and strength of the earth beneath you. Acknowledging, saying hello to your next exhale. If you're on the floor, feel free to draw your knees in or take a full body stretch. You just move from a place of awareness as you slowly make your way to the easiest side and all the way on up to sitting. If you feel like it, let's bring your arms together and just take one more stretch up. Thanks, everyone. Happy Friday. High fives. Have a fabulous weekend. See you Tuesday.